Yabba lab, the strubble wubble, Wendy's double, kitty titties got me in trouble, crummy nipples, every time I walk I got my boobies a dribble, looking ass mother.
For those of you out there have been wondering, no, I'm not dead yet, but I will be coming back. I ran into some personal issues, but I will be coming back with new videos, new content, and a buttload of Dragon Ball stuff. I have a about 9-page script ready, and let's just say y'all are going to love what I have planned. I'll do a full, well, as full as I can get, explanation of where I've been, but I do have things planned, and I know I'm not dead. No, I didn't leave YouTube, but I am coming back. And welcome to Walking Productions. If you're still here, thank you for still being here, if anyone is. And let's just say, I'm Michael Lance. This is Walking Productions, and I'm here to start again. Everybody, and finally, welcome back to another Walking Productions video. And today we're going to be discussing the topic of the new Injustice movie involving Superman and everything going forward from there. I do want to state that I did enjoy the movie. Me and my dad watched it together, and we both were like, "This is really cool," but at the same time, it's not. You know what I mean? So my first thoughts going in was that this will be a series of movies, like 5 movies for 5 years. Which, yes, I know this is a late review and everything like that. And look, I get it. I've been gone a while. Whatever. Anyway, my point is, and I will explain that later. But the movie was really cool. There was a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't have get if you hadn't read or seen the comics, which I catch up with mine with Comics Explained and Comicstorian, both great. Anyway, after that, the movie started out pretty well. It was very well balanced. I had a few issues with it, and I don't think it's for the reasons that you might think. Um, Firstly, to go into it, I love the Injustice. Injustice is great. I feel like this movie worked for me all the way up until about the point of Roz, and Roz being involved is fine. Like, the Amaze was fine, Multiverse is fine. I think that's really interesting. Problem with it is when John Kent dies. Spoiler, by the way. Um, John Kent dies, and Roz immediately is like, "Okay, I'm gonna influence you. Because the normal Superman, which I'm not saying this guy, like, this Superman is supposed to be like the normal one. He's not. But his intelligence shouldn't have gone down. He knows who Roz is, and he would have figured, hey, there's a freaking weapon that I want to put in a small town, which is Smallville, if I'm not mistaken, and he wants to test it there. No. Roz, at that point, that's when the movie fell a little off. When Superman killed those people just because he didn't like the Joker, or they were suddenly for the Joker, that threw me off a little bit. Wonder Woman advancing on Superman, like, she loves him in the comics, but here's the thing. It's over the span of months. She gives him time. It takes I think it's during Sinestro War when Superman murders Ganthet is when she makes a move on him. Like, yeah, baby, you know you want some of this, but like, it's just weird to me because I mean, uh, to really understand, I'm gonna have to get into my second point, which is this movie Injustice is telling the wrong, or it's being presented as the wrong story. I'll explain what I mean here in a minute.
Racist!
I know what you're trying to do, Rex. You're trying to provoke me.
I'm trying to fight you!
And I'm trying to fuck you.
Now, guys, getting back into what I mean, the story Injustice, in the movie at least, is trying to tell is wrong. If you present it as an Injustice movie, people will judge it a little more harshly because it's not following strictly by the comics. But yeah, a few changes here and there, that's great. Well, this version, I feel like needs to be different. By the way, the Ramakrishna thing was just weird. Let's run over some of the things that could have been different. I feel like this should be a story presented as Superman slowly losing his humanity and becoming godlike, not seen as this is Injustice Superman so he kills people. No. What I think this movie, like, especially when Wonder Woman brings up the fact of gods, and then Superman loses it and kills the Joker people, that is where I think it is important about the whole humanity thing. Like, he did horrible stuff in the comics. Yeah, he murdered Shazam, tricked a couple of omnipotent beings. He screwed up the entire DC landscape in that universe. But this story, like, let's look at it this way. When Roz is approaching Superman and is like, "Hey, I'll work for you, or work with you." Well, Superman presents it as, "Well, I'm above you," not in the sense that he's a superhero, or as he doesn't kill, because he does. He presents it in the way of, "Well, I'm sort of godlike now," because he doesn't have his humanity. Which this could have been a really interesting take on that. And then after that, he could go forward, and Roz could be the demon in the shadows, and this would be what Superman would be like. Okay, well, I will need a demon. I will need something like he could impose fear through the League of Assassins, and it could make a really interesting dynamic of Superman working with Raish and him slowly being cornered off by Raish and stuff like that, and it would lead to, and eventually the League of Assassins would be like, "Well, you disagree with Superman or Roz, boom, dead," and then Superman would be like, "Yeah, okay, that's just, I'm godlike." So yeah, I see it if it was presented that way, it'd be interesting, and then at the end where Mr. Terrific is opens the portal and alternate Superman comes out because we don't know which version this is. By the way, when I first saw clips of this and I saw the Superman fighting, I thought it was Batman in like a cloaking device keeping Superman busy in Justice Superman, because the way the good Superman was fighting, he threw a sewer lid at him. He karate kicked a freaking tree into the ground, and I was like, "Oh, so Batman's using gadgets, and this is how like the whole thing's going to unfold." And then like someone's gonna pop out of the portal. I was expecting that, not what actually happened, because it was real Superman. Dude, he got boy kicked. But I think it was cool how they like integrated his two finishing moves into the story. But moving on. What I'm trying to get at is this should have been a story of Superman trying to become a god, and Wonder Woman could grow to resent him. Hal would be like, I don't think the Guardians be okay with this, and everything like that. And then we could go forward from there with a godlike Superman, and it would be really interesting. It's not like a power boost, but him presenting himself like that. Like, say he wanted to change his appearance to be like, yeah, a little gold wouldn't be bad, but I feel like this movie should have been broken up into 5 parts, like Injustice Part Year 1, Injustice Year 2, or Injustice Year 0 as the final one, making it a 6-parter. It would have been really, really cool to see, like, let's run over some of the things that happen. Atlantis gets torn out of the ground, Superman takes over the world, Superman gets a yellow lantern ring and is overpowered when the Green Lantern showed up. And after he gets that ring, he teams up with Sinestro, and they completely destroy the Green Lantern Corps, and Superman manages to murder a god of will. Then they play the magic game. Billy Batson ends up getting murdered. Hal Jordan ends up murdering Guy Gardner in the middle of the sky because he thinks that Guy murdered John, but in actuality Sinestro did it. But now Hal and Sinestro are friends. Then they trick Mixapillic and Trigon into being sent to another dimension. Spectre and the Phantom Stranger are both dealt with, quotation marks. And by the end of it, it causes a multiversal war between the main DC universe and Injustice universe. Let's fast forward. Then we have villains be recruited for Superman. We have Brainiac show up, which Superman kills. The world is almost destroyed. And in in one of the futures, in one of the possibilities, Superman takes over the planet, then goes to the Phantom Zone, and sometimes I think he delves into the future as well, takes people from there, have them join forces with him, and plan to take over the universe. And in another alternate future, this sort of happens, and He-Man ends up stopping him, and and Superman is in the middle of the multiverse using the power siphoner from Darkseid and the Queen Lady from He-Man. That story is great. It's drawn beautifully, just want to say. But this movie, in short, this movie was way too fast-paced, and I feel like it should have been handled better and should be telling a different story than what we got. But that is all I'm going to say for right now. And now, finally, I have some explanation to give you, because, I mean, y'all are pretty dedicated if you're still here.
Why? Because I don't want people to think I listen to this, Mom. You see, I was in junior high, so I cared a lot about what other people cared about. So she turned the music down, but as we stepped out of the car, she turned the volume all the way back up and blasted the music for everyone to hear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody. As you might have seen in my last, technically be this video. In my video, around this time, I, had to step away from YouTube. I've been gone for about 3 months, and I'm coming back, but it will not be a quick boomed kind of thing. It will be a sort of maybe a video once a month, and yeah, I'm sorry if y'all don't like that. I understand. I might quit YouTube if things plunder and stuff like that, but I will be looking at comments and requests and stuff like that, but I'm gonna just do stuff that I feel like doing. And as to why I've been gone, simplest answer, I got grounded, okay? But I am back, and you might get a video once a month, maybe not, it just kind of depends. Anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace.
To Telescria, and as you guys know, it's a long journey. It's a long trip to the other side of the cosmos. And these two haven't seen each other for quite some time. And so while you're probably asking yourself, what are they doing this whole time? The answer is fucking nonstop. So much so that when the butler comes in to give him food, he's like, really, man? And so, like, when he gets back there to the kitchen, he's like, the chef's like, what, did you walk in on him again? It's like, yeah, man, like, it's been nonstop. So at that point, Deborah gets up, right? And she's like, okay, let's take a look at this food. And ultimately, the food looks terrible, right? I mean, it's alien food. Now, here's the thing to understand. Just because the alien food looks terrible doesn't mean it might not taste terrible. In reality, she doesn't get to taste any of that meat because she's gonna be tasting some other meat. You know what I mean? So, the thing